Hey everybody, Milton Davis here. It is January 17th, email ML King Day. I hope you are celebrating, taking some time off to pay honor and to our to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on this special day. And today is the day I decided to come by and talk to you guys a little bit about what's been going on with MVmedia. This is like our January recap, what we're doing this month and what we're doing this year. Now, I've been talking a lot about MVmedia 2.0 and stuff like that, and we're in the middle of it. That's what's going on right now. Just to kind of talk about a little things that some of the things that we're doing right now. We've got 3 books that are going to be released in June. Actually, on June 19th, 2022, and it's a little different approach than what I normally do. Normally, when I print books and I put books together, as soon as I get them together, I start promoting them and start to release them as soon as I can. But I'm taking a different tack this time, and the reason I'm doing it is because we've got a pretty large library. I've got a lot of books out there, and I've got books that people haven't even seen yet. So what we're trying to do now is take some more time to market books, to make people aware of them, so that when we have the launches, they'll do pretty well, hopefully, and to give people time to get a feel for what's going on. So we got 3 books coming out in June. One of those books is Black Rose, which is a novel by yours truly. It's actually my first historical fiction novel. We've got the Spy Funk Anthology, which for the authors who submitted are probably giving a sigh of relief because we actually started this journey back in 2017. And the reason we didn't publish the book is when we first attempted to do it, we honestly we just didn't get enough stories, so I didn't do it. But then again, then last year, as part of our tying loose end things, I decided, look, let's try this again. We got the word out, and this time we had a much better response. So we've got those stories together. And if you are a subscriber to MVmedia, you probably already got the email talking about the pre-order for it. So tomorrow we'll actually be posting the book up with a table of contents, letting you know what stories are going to be in the anthology and what authors wrote those stories. The other book that we've got coming out on on June 19th is going to be Terminus 2. If you're a member of our Atlanta Futurism group, if you've been checking us out, a few years ago we had a Terminus anthology, which is basically a collection of black fantastic stories that take place in Atlanta. It's like every author is from Atlanta, and every story that they wrote took place in Atlanta. So Terminus 2 is a continuation of that, where we've got another collection of stories. Last time we had 9 stories. This time we've got 12 stories. Last time they were all urban fantasy. This time we've got mostly urban fantasy, but we also got some science fiction in there. We got some cyberpunk in there. So it's going to be another great collection of stories. Read them all, great authors. That's the thing I like about working with the Atlanta Futurism group. We got some very talented authors. Everybody's like really good at what they do. So it's really a no-brainer when we get the stories. We get them, put them together, let them out. Those will be coming out in on June 19th as well. And we will also have if COVID allows, we will also have a list of events that will be taking place where we will be selling the book and signing it. So if you're in Atlanta and you're a big fan of the Terminus anthology, get ready for Terminus 2. Another thing that's going to be going on this year is that I've got a couple of Kickstarters coming up. One of them is going to be for our Playing the Odds animation series. If we've been talking about this animation for a couple of years now, and we have decided to move forward to start putting this whole thing together. So in March, we will be doing our first Kickstarter, and what that will allow us to do is to complete the first episode of Playing the Odds. We've already got the script going together. We're actually working on the animation as we speak. Been doing a lot of work with Mark Vision Barnes, Paul Brown, Paula Wilson, DeGradier Daniels, Otis Galloway putting this together. And so when we come up with our Kickstarter on March, it will be basically to raise the funds so we can complete this first episode. We'll be breaking the product down and breaking the show down into different episodes. And as we complete the episodes, we'll make them available to our pledgees, in addition to some other perks that will be coming along with it. And hopefully I say over the next year or two, we'll be able to complete the entire series. If you don't know what Playing the Odds is about, do I have a copy of it here? I think I do. Here I got it. This is the novella that it's based on, and I just read you the back of it so you hear what it's all about. It says, for nearly 20 years, corporate security cyborg Carlos Mejia has lived a life of danger and privilege in the United Cities. But one day he receives a life-changing contact. The corporation that employs him and funded his tech has gone bankrupt, and now he is an asset to be collected and liquidated. Desperate to stay alive, Carlos seeks the help of street hacker Michelle Carter to dump his tech and become normal. What they discover is a conspiracy that threatens to set the United Cities on a destructive path unless they stop it. If you've been following us, if you're a part of our group, you've seen our trailer for the animation. We're moving forward with that. So, again, March, we'll be launching a Kickstarter for that. And you guys will get a chance to help us and help us move forward with this particular project. Another project that we've got going on, and this one we just hinted at yesterday. A few years ago, we did a Kickstarter for our comic book, Ngolo Diaspora #1. This comic book is actually based on an award-winning script penned by Balogun Ojitade and myself. They actually received an award for Best Action Strip by the Urban Action Showcase up in New York. They give this thing every year. And we wrote the script back in 2014, and we decided to make it into a comic book series. We did a Kickstarter a few years ago to complete the first issue, and this year in June we'll be doing a Kickstarter to complete the second issue. We have a good time doing this particular project. We work with Peter Daniels of Peta Comics from Lagos, Nigeria, and so it's been a really good collaboration. We call it ATL Lagos, and we're going to be working together again on that second issue. So be on the lookout for that one as well. Another thing that we're going to be doing over this period of time is something that I've been talking about for a long time, and we're finally going to move forward with it. Some of you have had a chance to see my 11 questions blogs that I do on my website at MVmedia. So this year we're taking it to another level. We're going to be doing 11 questions special edition. This is actually going to be a video series that's going to show on my YouTube channel for MVmedia. And what we're going to be doing during this series is we're going to be doing live interviews, well, recorded interviews with different indie creators in the industry. The 11 questions interview series so far has been focusing on authors, but the 11 question special edition series will be focusing on indie creators of all kinds within Black speculative fiction. We'll be talking to authors, we'll be talking to artists, we'll be talking to people who have indie businesses, anybody that's in the realm that is supporting and promoting Black indie speculative fiction creativity. We've already done a couple of interviews. I'm going to be doing a third one this week. And my plan is to roll out the series in February. So if you're an artist, if you're an author, and you're a Black independent, speculative fiction author, most likely you will be hearing from me over the next few months, and so we can set up an interview. And the reason we're doing this is because, in the indie realm, there's really not a lot of consistent marketing that kind of, puts people's names out there. And that's important for authors and creators, for people to know who they are, to know what they're doing, to get a feel for what they're creating, and just see their talent, That's what it's all about, getting that talent. I'm one of those people, and I'll say it all the time. I truly believe that what we're experiencing now in Black speculative fiction is built on the foundation of indie creators that created that critical mass that took us from having an occasional creator every now and then making it to a situation where people would know about them, to creating actually a large group of creators out there. Enough people for folks to be able to say, hey, I read Black speculative fiction, and to name dozens of authors and artists that are out here doing this and creating great work. The only issue that we have is having a situation where people are actually talking about what we're doing and putting it out there in front of people who want to read this type of stuff, and they want to read more authors. When they finish this book from this author and that author, they want to be able to move to the next book. And creating 11 questions special edition is just one part of building that network to where we can bring some attention and some recognition to all these fabulous creators that are out there. So that's kind of a synopsis of what's going to be going on this year. There's some other things that I would love to talk to you about. There's one particular animation project I would love to talk to you about in detail, but we're waiting for some things to be signed before we can talk to you guys about it. I know it's something that you're going to be really excited about, and so just keep up with what we're going on. I'm going to put one link down here real quick so you guys can know about these pre-order books. Let me put the link to Black Rose. Get back over here to you guys. A couple of little things, a few more things about Black Rose as well. I did not expect this to be my first historical fiction novel. My plans actually was to write a novel that was based on the research I had been doing on the Minnow and of the Kingdom of Dahomey. But I was online and I saw this image that Amber Denise had done about a black woman dressed as a samurai, and it just caught my interest. And I was like, man, I can see a story behind this. And as I started to put together a story behind it, it actually ended up leading me to creating a historical fiction story in an area that I have a lot of familiarity with, which is 15th century East Africa and the Swahili coast. And so that's where that whole story came from. I got in contact with Amber Denise, and she was like, hey, I said, hey, can you do some cover artwork for me? And I explained to her the whole concept, and she did, and she did a wonderful job as always. And so that's how that ended up being my first historical fiction novel. There's some other ideas down the road, most of them taking place in the 19th century United States, but this is my first one, and so I'm a little nervous about it, but I'm trying to do my best job on it, and I hope you guys like what we end up with. I want to put another link up here for you as well. This is a link for the Spy Funk Anthology if you guys are interested in pre-ordering that. I'll put this on here. Copy. And last but not least, I will put a link to Terminus 2. Now, right now, these pre-orders are only available directly from MVmedia. At some point, they will be available through Amazon and some of your other places where you can buy books. But right now, it's only available through us. And I'll put one more link here just in case you guys haven't seen it. And this is the link for Playing the Odds. Okay. In order to do this stuff, you have to spell it right. There you go. And the home page for this actually contains the pitch video that we have. So you can take a look at that. It also has information on all the people who are participating, part of our team for Playing the Odds. And so you can check that out. Now also too, just an update for you folks who donated to the Changa and the Jade Obelisk #2 Kickstarter. We're making a lot of progress on that one. We're on schedule for it. So you should be getting some updates pretty soon through our Kickstarter campaign to let you know where we are on that and to keep you up to date on that particular book as well. So that's it. That's what I have for right now. Like I said, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you're enjoying yourself today. I hope you like what you've heard today. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, you know how to get in contact with me. You can direct message me. You can send me an email, or you can just holler at me. So y'all take care, man. Peace.